be answering these 3 questions right here at the bottom on these sticky notes. And it can be either how long does the line go for, or where does the line start, or how you would describe what is being shown in the picture. So we're going to look at these 6 pictures up here at the top, and the arrows are pointing to particular things on those photos. So how would you describe the lines in these photos? Which question would you like to answer about these photos?
Let's do how long does the line go for?
Okay, how long does the line go for?
Let's do the picture of the clock, and the line is a centimeter.
Okay, and what do you notice about the line? Is that just how long it is? It's a centimeter. It looks like it's a centimeter long.
It looks like it's a centimeter, the hour hand, but there's a bunch of lines.
Okay, so there are a bunch of lines of different sizes on the clock. Okay. Okay. There's a bunch of different lines on the clock, and the hour hand looks like it's about a centimeter long. Okay.
Yes.
So what other questions we can do the same one of how long it is, or how long it goes for, or we can do where does the line start, or how would you describe what's being shown in the picture?
Let's do where does the line start?
Okay, on which photo?
For the sun.
Okay.
Just a little sun.
And where does the line start on this sun?
It is coming out of the sun.
Okay. And what about that line?
It's like the light ray that comes off of the sun. So it comes from the center, right?
Okay. So what do you know about rays? You said it was a light ray.
A light ray is it's kind of like the line that light takes when it leaves its source.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so one more.
We can do how would you describe what's being shown in the picture?
Okay.
For the soccer ball.
For the soccer ball, and what do you see in that picture?
There are a bunch of different lines that make up hexagons on the soccer ball. Okay. Hexagons and pentagons on the soccer ball.
Okay, very nice. And what other shapes do you know have lines on them?
Triangles, squares, rectangles, diamonds, parallelograms.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. So for the next part of this activity, we're going to be talking a little bit more about lines and about dots, okay? So we're going to go back, and you're going to have 2 blank sheets of paper, one for me and one for you. Get you a little notebook right on for you there.
Thank you.
I'm going to write on mine as well. So what we're going to do is get you a pen. We are going to make, why don't you get you a marker? That'll probably be better. Here you go. And we are going to make a bunch of dots or points, small points on our paper. You can make as many of them as you want to, random, all over the page, however many. So go ahead and make a whole bunch, just whatever you want to make. Because we're going to do something with these dots. So as you're drawing these dots, what are you thinking about? What are you doing? What are you noticing? What's going on?
They're just random. They don't have any correlation.
Okay.
And they're just all over the place.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so these are my dots. Show me yours. Very nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a line, and we're going to draw it straight through the paper, whatever direction you want to. I'm going to do mine diagonally. Draw it straight through the paper. All right. So what do you notice about this line? Is it on the paper? What is your line doing?
It's going straight up and down.
Okay. And can you tell me what my line is doing?
It's going diagonally.
And what does it do?
It separates the dots in half.
Okay, and it also looks like it's going off the paper,
Yes.
right? Okay, so now that we've looked at that and we've talked about this line just going on off the paper, going on forever, and then we have your line that has a start point and an end point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we have all these dots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to connect as many dots as you want to, okay?
To each other?
No, just connect however many dots that you can. And we're going to connect those just however many you can. Okay, so what are you doing whenever you're connecting these dots? What are you thinking about? You thinking about the shape? Are you thinking about what it is? Are you trying to make something? What are you thinking about?
I just connected all the dots.
Very nice. Okay,
And
so
I
this
just did
is
a whole line.
very nice. So can you count and possibly see how many dots you have on a line? Even on that, even if you just want to count the one that's you did straight down. I'm going to count the ones on my diagonal. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
4 dots on my line.
Very nice. I have 8 dots on my diagonal.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we've done that and we've talked about dots and lines, and we've talked about how they can connect and how some of them don't connect, like my line here, and it just went off the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your points and you have your dots and stuff that you did. So we're going to go back to the Jamboard and we're going to talk about those photos that we first looked at. Okay. So we'll go back here. Let's see. Okay. So now that we've talked about this, I want you to look at these photos, think about the stuff that we've talked about, and I want you to try to make some definitions for me or try to define some words for me. So on this soccer ball, you see a line, but like your line on your paper, it has a stop and an end point.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you call that? That would be called a line segment. So how would you describe a line segment?
A line segment has a starting point and an ending point.
Okay, has a starting point and an ending point. So has a starting point and an ending point. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to talk about one of the words that you have already talked about is a word. So what is that word that you mentioned whenever we were talking about the sun?
Array.
Okay. So how would you define array? What do you say array is?
Array is the path that a light takes when it leaves its source.
Okay. So whenever you're talking about a light, are you talking about the light, like the line that is created?
Yes.
The line. So the path that a line takes from a source,
The
possibly?
path that the light creates is a line. The path from the array is like a line of light.
Okay. So it's just a line then.
Yes.
Okay. A line, and it could be of light.
Yes.
Okay. So that's our definition of array. So what about a line? How would you describe what a line is? What would you say a line is?
A line is a straight point.
Okay.
I don't know. A line is a straight point, usually from point A to point B.
Okay, very nice. But didn't we also say that that could be a line segment too? Because you said it had to have a starting point and an ending point.
So does a line not have an ending point?
Well, let's talk about that. So the definition of a line is something that goes on forever and ever and ever. Like we see here on this road. We don't know where it starts. We don't know where it ends. I mean, we know where it starts because there's the photo.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, you don't know where it starts. So a line is whenever something has a starting or doesn't have a starting point, doesn't have an ending point. It's just something that goes on forever. So a line segment is, like you said, it has point A and a point B. And you're trying to get to the point A and the point B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a ray has an ending point,
mm-hmm.
but it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a starting, or not an ending point, it has a starting point, like the sun or the flashlight. And then from that starting point, the line just goes and it proceeds to go. So that would be a ray.
Okay.
Okay. And you also have things like perpendicular lines, and you also have parallel lines. And if you don't remember, you can look at here at the globe, and you can even remember on the road that parallel lines are from here to here. So they're going to be lines.
They're opposite each other.
Yes, and they look like train tracks,
mm-hmm.
railroad tracks. They're always going to be beside each other, and they're never going to cross.
Like a pause button.
Yes. So the perpendicular is whenever they cross and they have 90-degree angles. So you can look at it like a cross or like
a T.
A T, yes.
A lowercase t.
Mm-hmm. So for body signs for a line, you could do your hands straight out and your palms flat.
Okay.
So that you know that it goes on forever in this direction and forever in this direction.
And that's a line?
That is a line.
Okay.
For a line segment, you have point A and you have point B. So you make two fists and you have your straight line out, and that is your line segment.
Okay.
So for a ray, you have point A, and then the line goes on forever. You can do it straight out, however you want to do your line.
Okay.
Okay. Then what did we say about parallel lines?
They are opposite each other. They don't ever cross.
Very nice. And what did we say about perpendicular lines?
They cross at a 90-degree angle.
Yes. Very nice. Okay. Awesome. So now we're going to move on to our exit ticket. Okay. It's just a few questions before we leave today. And I'm going to give you a new sheet of paper, and I want you to draw some things for me. So I want you to illustrate a shape or a creature using at least 1 point, 1 line, and 1 line segment.
A shape or a creature.
Mm-hmm. So you remember we talked about our points. We use those in our connect the dots activities. Mm-hmm. Then we have a line and a line segment.
Can I use a bunch of lines?
However you want to, but you have to use at least one of each.
Okay.
Okay. Draw me something as well. Very nice. I drew myself a little kitty. Very nice. Can you identify what is the point for me?
Here is a point right here.
Okay.
And here's a point.
Okay, very nice. And point to me, what is your line segment?
That is this right here.
Okay.
And it goes right here.
Okay, very nice. So what is your line?
The one that goes on forever.
Uh-huh.
Is this one.
Okay, very nice.
This one and this one, they don't have points on them.
Okay, very nice, very nice. And what is that creature?
It's like this. It's the face.
It's the face. Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Okay, now for question 2, you're just going to verbally tell me which one is a ray and tell me why it is a ray. So which one is a ray and why?
B is a ray.
Okay, and why is B a ray?
it has one start point, and then the other end goes on forever.
Okay, very nice.